How did your commander's cost-saving measure create a bigger problem later? Our battalion commander, Lieutenant Colonel Vincent Shaw, got obsessed with the budget. Every staff meeting he'd talk about cutting costs and doing more with less. His big idea came during a maintenance meeting. Our vehicle fleet needed new brake pads. Standard military grade ones cost about $200 per set. Shaw found a civilian supplier offering brake pads for $60 per set. Commercial grade, not military spec, but they looked identical. We'll save $40,000 on this order alone, he announced proudly. That's efficiency. Our motor pool sergeant, a guy named Curtis Brennan, tried to warn him. Sir, those civilian pads aren't rated for the weight our vehicles carry. They'll wear out faster. Shaw dismissed it. Brake pads are brake pads, Sergeant. We're not reinventing the wheel here. Order the civilian ones. Curtis followed orders. We installed the cheap brake pads on every vehicle in the battalion. 47 trucks total. Everything seemed fine for about 6 weeks. Shaw bragged about his cost savings at every opportunity. Even got mentioned in the division newsletter for innovative budget management. Then came the convoy training exercise. 20 vehicles driving through mountain roads, practicing for deployment. I was driving the 5th truck in line, carrying 6 soldiers in the back. We're coming down this steep grade when I press the brake pedal. It goes soft, really soft, like pressing a sponge. My truck starts gaining speed. I pump the brakes. Nothing. The vehicle ahead of me is getting closer. Brake failure! I shouted into the radio. Truck 5 has no brakes! I downshifted hard, grinding gears, trying to use engine braking. It helped, but not enough. Still rolling faster than safe. The convoy commander ordered everyone to pull off at the next turnout. I managed to scrub off enough speed to make it, rolling into the gravel area with my heart pounding. That's when the radio exploded with more calls. Truck 8 had brake failure, then truck 12, then truck 15. Within 10 minutes, 9 vehicles reported brake problems, all of them with the cheap civilian brake pads installed. We were stuck on a mountain road with nearly half our convoy unable to brake properly. The exercise got canceled immediately. Maintenance teams inspected every vehicle, found the same issue across the board. The civilian brake pads had overheated under the weight and burned out. Some were literally crumbling when they pulled them off. Shaw showed up at the motor pool that evening, watched the mechanics removing the failed brake pads. His face was gray. How bad is it? He asked Curtis. Every vehicle needs new pads, sir. The rotors are damaged too from the overheating. We'll need to replace those as well. Plus we lost 9 vehicles that need towed off the mountain. Curtis pulled out his calculator. Military grade brake pads would have cost $40,000 like you said. These civilian ones cost $24,000. Shaw nodded. So we still saved money even with this problem. Curtis smiled, but it wasn't friendly. Not quite, sir. Replacing the brake pads now, plus the damaged rotors, plus the tow trucks, plus the delay in training schedule, that's running about $130,000. The math hit Shaw like a truck. His cost-saving measure had cost the Army an extra $90,000, but it got worse. 1 week later, the Inspector General showed up. Someone had filed a safety complaint about the brake pad situation. The IG investigation found that Shaw had deliberately ordered non-approved parts for military vehicles. That violated about 15 different regulations. He got relieved of command. Career over. Forced retirement 6 months later. Curtis got promoted to warrant officer. The division commander personally approved it, said they needed more people who'd speak truth to power. The replacement commander's first order? If something has military specifications, there's a reason. We follow them. Here's the part that still haunts me. 2 months after Shaw left, our battalion deployed to Afghanistan. Those same mountain roads, but with actual combat conditions. If we'd still had those cheap brake pads, someone would have died. No question about it. The weight we carried during deployment, the terrain we covered, the speeds we drove, those civilian pads would have failed in the first week. Probably multiple times. I ran into Shaw at a grocery store last year. He was working as a consultant for a defense contractor. Looked older, tired. We talked for a few minutes. Finally, I asked him, do you ever think about the brake pads? He was quiet for a long moment. Every single day. I wanted to save money so badly that I forgot what that money was supposed to protect. Then he said something that stuck with me. You know what's expensive? Explaining to someone's family why they died because I bought cheap brake pads to impress my boss. Shaw died 6 months ago. Heart attack. His obituary mentioned his 24 years of service, but not much else. At his funeral, Curtis showed up in dress uniform, paid his respects to the family. Later, he told me why he came. Shaw made a terrible mistake, but he owned it. Took responsibility. Didn't try to blame anyone else. That counts for something. The cheap brake pads are still talked about at Fort Campbell, used as a training example in every logistics course. There's even a plaque in the motor pool. Cost savings without safety considerations isn't efficiency, it's negligence. They mounted one of those failed brake pads next to the plaque. Crumbled and burned. Reminder that some things are worth paying for.